cheerio, bonjour. I'm not in a very good mood. I assume I'm probably one of the last creators you watch. So you know our girl Sarah Boone has been in the news. Here's what kills me about her. She has yet to show any remorse or even responsibility. I'm sure I've told you this before. From what I understand, she was offered a 10-year plea deal. And I even 30 minutes ago, oh, look how dry my hair is. It's been really nasty out. It's raining like hell here. Well, I guess it doesn't rain in hell. But it's been humid and gross here in D.C. I know I've said this, I just said that. She never ever showed any remorse. She was just, these, exaggerated emotions and things. If not for Sarah Boone, George could not have zipped himself entirely into that suitcase. And that's the main point she forgets. I have her 2 letters, and I'm going to read them. And I have not read them before. And while she has cute handwriting, her sentence structure is so painful, it's difficult to just read that way. But she still doesn't get it. I mean, she does not get it. She's angry because of all of the false information out there. No, sunshine. The state you come from, Florida, has sunshine laws, which means everything comes out. Absolutely everything, and every state should have that. But that's the thing. Okay. This one is dated August 26, 2023. One of my very best friends was born August 27th, and she died, in 2016. So God bless Joe. If you say your prayers tonight, pray for Joe's family. Her parents are still alive. I see them at church on Sundays. But, okay. Judge Wooten. Okay, you guys know this. Quotes. All caps. How do you feel about your attorney withdrawing? During an attempted... Hello, girlfriend. How do you feel about your attorney withdrawing during an attempted video visit by a misrepresented, shifty reporter? This is how I was made aware of my attorney, Frank Bankowitz, cowardly and for the second time trying to ungracefully bow out of my case. Okay, this woman, everything she writes is public. She has called Bankowitz a buffoon. She's called him dumb. Oh, I wouldn't want to represent you either, you twit. Okay, Mr. Matt Johnson, and I did try to look him up and couldn't find it. So now her letter is now, it was originally to Judge Wooten, but now it's to Matt Johnson. Please honor the integrity and ethics of a real reporter and not camouflage yourself as my friend in order to push your way through the rules and regulations of the correctional facility, aka jail. Professional is also an option when scheduling, but clearly does not pertain to you. What? This girl can't even write a damn sentence. Just don't schedule at all, as I have nothing to report to you or Court TV altogether. You're not even a real news channel and only add to the confusion and hysterics wrongfully, illegally, and inappropriately concocted in my case. Do not contact. Okay, well, unfortunately, Sarah, nothing is illegal in your state. It all has to go out. There's no FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, in Florida. Everything is automatically released. From her perspective, and back to the letter, from my perspective, do you guys watch that dude reporting from my sofa? I love him. I just pulled him. Is his name Dave? I don't remember, but I love him. Okay, from my perspective, Am I surprised my attorney is trying yet again to give up completely? No. Is it a blessing? Yes. Good. Let's be honest. Frank J. Bankowitz is a dud of an attorney. He is unprofessional, hides, lies, and is disrespectful. Coming from a woman who is disrespectful and condescending herself. I had a feeling when other attorneys spoke about him, winced, sighed, or rolled eyes saying they have some of his clients. And after finding his 3 public reprimands, I announced to the court in which he said, pissed him off. That's an ugly word. Ladies, don't say the word pissed. It's gross. I say it occasionally, accidentally, and as soon as it comes out of my mouth, I'm like, ew, gross. Say something else. Don't say pissed. That's gross. Okay. Pissed him off. I said it again. Being the reason for his first attempted withdrawal. So apparently they had a court date, and I've gone through, I don't see this, the cameras must have been turned off, but she called him out publicly. Okay, F her. Hey, you can't do that, you twit. This was going to be an adventure, but nonetheless hoped for the best. Unfortunately, I seem to have gotten the worst. Thankfully, there are many other professional and scrupulous, valiant attorneys still available, and hopefully after all my previous letters and 6 withdrawals to date, not by my choice. Okay, well, 3 of them she lost because they had represented George in criminal cases against Sarah and George. And then the other 3, including Bankowitz, she lost because she's a difficult client. And okay, look, when you zip your boyfriend up and you claim battered spouse, so you zip him up and you're scared, and that's her entire defense. She was terrified of him. So he's zipped up, he cannot hurt you. You either call 911 or you run to a neighbor's house and they call 911. What you don't do is take your phone and mock him because he's begging for his life. Yet that's what Sarah chose to do. Okay. Judge Wooten, you will remove the blindfold this time when throwing your darts of justice at the remember everyone has constitutional rights and should be treated fairly dartboard. This little girl has way too much time on her hands. And you wear glasses, so let's go for the bullseye. Please, thank you in advance for hopefully carrying this time. Okay, if someone said that to me, the last thing I would do is care. That's how ignorant this girl is. If you need the courts to help you, the last thing you do is be a jerk. I've been married before. My previous husband's ex-wife used to say, you get more bees with honey. Okay, well, girlfriend, you do. Also, if you are insistent on continuing to be my judge, as revolution is supposed to be every 2 years, that means that every 2 years the court can put a new judge on the case. They do not have to. But they do that in case we have situations like this where the client is psychotic, immature, rude, condescending, and unremorseful, and the judge just can't take it anymore. So good for Wooten for not dumping her. And I think part of the reason he's not dumping her is he will be, when her side says objection, he may just kind of laugh it off. I mean, how stupid is this girl? And she can't write a sentence. I've written her a letter this evening. I printed it out and I'm going to mail it. She can't even write a sentence. Have you guys seen I'll put it as my thumbnail. She looks butch. Okay, well, if you're going for the battered spouse syndrome, you need your hair as long as possible and you want to look like a little girl. You don't want to look like a mean, angry lesbian. And that's exactly what she looks like. She's put on 50 to 70 pounds since she's been in jail, which also makes no sense. You have nothing but time. You have a cell. Do push-ups. Yeah, you can do so many exercises in that cell. If you watch, what's his name? Tommy Slogall or something. He spent 10 years in prison. He hooks up with the going Scientology guy, Aaron. I like Aaron, but I don't like he at the beginning of all of his videos, he shows that clip from Peel and Key and Peel. Ron, it's funny, but I'm over it. And so that's the only reason he annoys me. But, okay, I need to move on. Back to Sarah. I have not because I ask not. What? May you please observe and act independently as a judge and utilize your judicial authority to judicially maintain forward direction of proper, lawful, ethical treatment in respect of the client in any case. Oh my goodness. Did this girl not take third grade English? She's dumber than my pinky toe, and my pinky toe is dumb. Effective communication between all parties, especially the client and attorney, is being made. Productive, regular progress is being achieved, and all-around fairness of and in every aspect is constant. It really doesn't make any sense. She's quite dumb. I did look for secondary education. I couldn't find any. You don't need a college degree to be smart, but this girl barely has a third grade education. Aren't you tired of getting my letters, always asking about the same questions, concerns, and drab information? Okay, to me, that's a threat. Are you getting tired of this? Because if you don't do something, I'm going to keep writing letters. How dumb is this girl? We know she has outside contacts. She mentions it probably in the letter. But there are a few people helping her. Why don't they say, Sarah, honey, stop. Okay. Please do not ignore and avoid what I have to say any longer, as I'm sure the taxpayers are unapproving of their tax dollars. Mine too. Sweetheart, you ain't paying any tax dollars anymore. Sorry. Nice try, though. Tax dollars being wasted. For all my attorneys, you keep blundering. Do you hear what she just said? She just told the judge it's his fault she is unable to get along with these attorneys. It's an I told you so moment, almost 14 months with Bankowitz and all my other attorneys, 42 months total. So look, they offered her a 10-year plea deal. She's 4 years in. In another 18 months, she would have her first parole hearing. She's going to get flopped the first time, but she gets another parole hearing in 6 months. She would almost be done with her sentence. And she could go back to that stupid hairdo and drinking wine all day. Oh my goodness. Please also see, finally, the absolute unfairness, fabrications, fancy word for lying, impediments, illegalities, and dysfunctions ongoing in my case, and how truly, unmistakably ransacked by the justice system, and perverted by the whole world my entire case has been and become. Add yourself also to the mayhem, hype, and added difficulties. Okay, again, if I need someone to be on my side, the last thing I'm going to do is be rude and obnoxious. Why? She has people on the outside helping her. Why are they not telling her? Stop being a dick. Okay, all underlined. I have an unfair opportunity in everything. With all the predisposed, non-permissive, which is untrue, Florida laws, it's all permissive, illegally distributed, my bad, case-altering sensitive information and details. It was all in caps. And it's still all underlined. Spread globally for everyone's viewing except me. Well, Sunshine State. You're in Florida, and you're in jail. And so, no, you do not have access to the internet. And that's just part of waiting. She could bond out. If she chooses not to, she probably can't afford it. So, but it's $25K. Can't come up with $25K? I could come up with $25K. My goodness. There's not a bell anywhere that hasn't already been rung for all to hear. Seeds have been planted, all illegally and unfairly. Caps, screaming. For the monumental amount of time allowing the world to abuse and devastate my private case information, lack of proper orders, not having an appropriate attorney, and non-existent security and protection of any kind for all said information becoming so easily accessible, mutated, and shared. My goodness, this girl does not know how to write a sentence. I'm totally out of breath. I need my Roscoe Pico train. If you know what I'm talking about, comment below. Without my permission and before my trial, it is unfair and unlawful. It is not unlawful, not even a little. That a heavily prejudiced, ignorant, incorrect prejudgment has been made as a result. This could have been stopped, lessened, or averted if someone was doing their job correctly. I am still doing mine by telling you so. I am not wrong. Sweetheart, you are wrong. I've said it 12 times. Florida, everything is released. Sweetheart, Sarah. So if you're one of Sarah's friends and you're helping her, would you please remind her that not only did she zip her boyfriend up in a suitcase, she recorded it, and he's begging for his life, and she mocks him. She mocks him. You know, that Monday morning, she's talking to that pretty black cop, and she's explaining that she unzipped him, and she went, zip, zip, zip. And the suitcase was fully zipped. She does that. No, still, I believe it all depends on how much money, notoriety, and benefits anyone and everyone can get for themselves. And however, no matter the destruction caused or the ominous, irreputable shadow made along the very lucrative way. Well, that was a sentence that could have been split into 3. And again, this girl doesn't have more than a 3rd grade education. A system for all the wrong reasons. As for Bankowitz and his irreconcilable differences, this means because I asked again about his phantom phone numbers and any progress occurring since not speaking to him in months and after. Holy girl, learn how to write a freaking sentence. You have access to a library in jail. Go learn how to write a stinking sentence. Okay, and then she goes on to detail. You guys know she does this. She does her multiplication. He's represented me for 9,641 hours. I mean, it's all garbage. She's a dumb twit. You know what? That's why she recorded a murder. Because she's so stupid. Okay. I almost feel like there's a page missing. Or she didn't start it with a capital letter. And she usually is pretty good with her punctuation. The only difference is I want progress, productivity, honesty, respect, and results. If he were such a professional attorney from the beginning and not selling me on his stable of witnesses, historical background, and all his abundant resources, he wouldn't still be avoiding and cowering behind his now 2nd attempt to withdraw. Okay, so a few months ago he did try to withdraw, and Sarah refused it. She said, no, I want him. I think part of the issue is that Sarah is demanding a battered spouse defense, and she's not going to get one. And letters like this prove she's not shy. Imagine how she treated George. I mean, we saw how she treated George in the Suitcase video. But imagine how she treated him just day to day. George didn't have a job. He worked at a hardware store. I can't remember what it's called. But the store closed down. And so he had no resources, no income. And he had to rely on her. Imagine her bossing him around. And using big words like uncompass mentis. Or non-compass mentis. Twit. Clearly everyone can see anyone not lobotomized. I think that Sarah may have been lobotomized. That reminds me of Rosemary Kennedy. Do you guys know that Rosemary Kennedy's father had that procedure done, and he didn't tell Rose, the wife. They weren't sure, and however, they took care of Rosemary. I mean, she died in luxury. She had the brain of a second grader, but at the mental institution where Rosemary Kennedy lived for 60 years, the Kennedy family built her own home. She had round-the-clock care. They purchased a car. They took very, very good care of her. And I'm sure the father regretted it as well. And Joe Kennedy was not the classiest of men. But they took care of her. Anyway. Okay, I don't know why I got on that Rosemary tangent. Okay, I'm going to miss that. What time has been forth solely on her case? 9,792 hours. Oh my goodness. Well, at least she's okay with her mathematics. And as I reminded Bankowitz during one of 4 video visits, and him repeatedly telling me how busy he is with his other murder cases, can you even imagine writing someone a letter and saying the person who's helping me has other murder cases? She's charged with murder. I'm quite surprised they didn't charge her with first-degree murder. Because first-degree murder, all you need is 1 second of intent. She's got minutes of intent. Okay, no communication for months. I politely raised my hand to the camera where he could see and said, murder case. I am your client also and have been. When do I get to go to trial like all the other clients? Well, the other clients aren't putting up a BS defense. That's pretty much it. Speaking of defense, Ohio State played great today. Be calm. Hate Michigan. Okay. He said he had to think about everything and was disconnected. No word since 100 days later. Except for the withdrawal I learned about from Court TV, not him. How does she have access to Court TV? Judge Wooten, with everything I have stated and all my information produced to you in all my previous letters, so you are aware, clearly Bankowitz should not continue being my attorney. He doesn't want to be your attorney, darling. Wouldn't you agree? Clearly you should have listened and reviewed much earlier. When I was trying to communicate to you 10 letters. Stop writing letters. I wrote her a letter this evening. It's sitting on my printer, and I will mail it. You know, we sent her a certified letter with a bond and an attorney who was willing to help her. And you know what she did? She took the letter and she wrote return to sender. Bet she regrets that now. And our attorney who was willing to do it has said we couldn't pay him $1 million now to do it because she's nuts. Please listen and include me going forward. It is my right. Okay, well, within reason, it's your right. You're having a public defender, and so you do lose a few rights with that. When the state decides to pay for your attorney, they also decide they don't have to truck you over to the courthouse for every single hearing. Where if you had your own attorney, you would be there. Okay. With that being said, and because in the past you have stated to me you have other priorities, not allowing me rightful, appropriate time to speak in your courtroom when I am allowed permittance to my meetings, and I am on your schedule for that day. 4 times going to court with Bankowitz, total times with all other attorneys. 3, 7. She can't even write a stinking sentence. Hello, girlfriend. If one of her people are watching this, teach Sarah about semicolons or periods. And I don't mean the period that you have monthly. Okay, I'm not going to go through this. She, again, lists all the court dates and dramas she has. Please grant Bankowitz's motion to withdraw. All in caps and all underlined. Okay, trust me, he wants to withdraw. And then now, I, Sarah Boone, permit you to withdraw. I allow withdrawal when it should be termination. We all know it. Me and my hope. Next. So now she wants him fired as being a court-appointed attorney. She's trash. If you would like to know what white trash is, look up Sarah Boone, because her photo will be right there. In the meantime of the selection of my next attorney... Oh, aim, please. Remember his little dartboard that she referred to? And also going forward, please enable and support me in still trying to utilize my constitutional rights and as a still proud citizen of the United States. Okay, sweetheart, are you a proud citizen of someplace else? I mean, come on, man. Don't be so stupid. My guess is her IQ is about 87. And stop willingly, actively allowing the violations of said rights. They're not. It's sunshine laws. Everything goes out. Please include me. Please listen to what I have to say. No one else does or has. It's my case. You mean the same way that you chose to ignore George when he was begging for his life? That's what she's forgetting. In all this nonsense, she never brings up George. I notice she almost rarely says his name. She was with George because she thought she was better than he was. They were both drunks, but he needed her. You know, his parents gave him an ultimatum, us or her, and unfortunately he chose her. She did the exact same stuff to him. She's trash. Total trash. Hopefully, futuristically, with a better, more appropriate professional attorney of your choosing, less letters, if any, will be generated, and more time you will have to dedicate to all of your priorities you made known to me in the past. It should be you. You realize she's just dissing this judge. I was going to say something vulgar, but I won't. Please know also, Your Honor, I know I am not priority as you condescendingly and incorrectly stated. What? Nor am I making myself out to be or ever have been in anything my entire life. I am a client to my attorney, now 7th and all prior.
Am I able to say anything?
Nasty, arrogant wench. You guys see the way she looked at the camera? Hold on, let me try not to... We'll just watch it twice. She's so tired. She's put on 70 pounds, which makes no sense. You have nothing but time on your hands. Do some push-ups, girlfriend. But that butch haircut, oh my goodness. If... I know I've said this. If you're doing a battered spouse, you want to look like an innocent little girl. You don't want to look like a big angry Alba Aram butch.
Am I able to say anything?
Nice shackles. Goodness, her sentencing is going to be awesome. Maybe that shouldn't be funny, honey. You're rude and a jerk. Judge Wooten, please clarify my requested information as follows. So I, the defendant in my case, aka the murderer, can prepare and plan accordingly. See the letter, hand-delivered second copy. So she's got someone that she's mailing letters to that are able to bring them to the court. I'm shocked anyone's supporting her. Brian, the ex-husband, father of her now 13-year-old son, Lucas, who you know is being mocked in school. Can you even imagine the pain Lucas is going through? I hope Brian does not allow her phone calls anymore. They don't need any contact. She murdered a man, and she also chose to videotape it. That's creepy AF. Okay. This information in question is all I have from an outside source, which I'm still shocked she has an outside source, looking on the clerk's website to keep me updated since no one else will. I've tried to dilute some of the question marks but need you, Judge Wooten, to help me get it correct and begin my preparation. Please clarify and send copies to... And it's all just garbage. Oh my goodness. She's really good at math. Really good. Actually, I haven't double-checked any of her math. Maybe I should use a calculator. I find it comical, though, that if Bankowitz was her attorney for 100 days, 24 hours a day, she says, well, he's been my attorney for 2,400 hours. Well, no, honey, you're not his only case. And remember, we offered her an attorney. I didn't think she was innocent, but 25 years ago, I also did stupid things. And in the very beginning, I actually had some empathy for her. I mean, I thought she was still a POS, but I still had a touch of empathy for her. Here's something else. Brian, her ex-husband, what she claimed, every time she and George fought, she just went to Brian's to sleep, which means Brian lived 1.7 miles away, which means she drove over to Brian's. You know she wasn't taking an Uber. Or she's lying. Because why would Brian allow her back into the house? They're divorced. Brian wanted the marriage to continue. They went to counseling, and she pretty much told the counselor to go F himself. Okay. Ready? Again, what's going on and when? All caps, all underlined. Oh, I got a little alarms going on there. I rarely am included in the certificate, my bad, of service for any document filed or anything else. It should be an automatic inclusion. Please send revised and or all correct copies of the aforementioned document so I have for my records. And this is the only way I know. Unless able to find an outside source. Again, I'm shocked she has an outside source. She's not a very nice person. I'm very surprised she has a single friend. Again, receiving copies of my notifications, updates, schedules, everything to all my meetings, conferences should be automatic so I know. It's my right. Please include, finally. Psycho. She's a psycho. Again, go check that From My Sofa, dude. I don't even know if he's covered this case. I watched him cover that drunk girl in Ohio who murdered her boyfriend and his buddy and laughed my tail off. And then Nancy Brophy. And I've just recently gotten into Nancy Brophy. She's almost as stupid as this girl is. Okay. If you've watched Nancy Brophy and you'd like my 2 cents, let me know below. Am I really the only one who is trying to figure anything out for and about my case to finally conclude? What? That sentence has... that's not really even a sentence. Where's the subject? This girl's dumb. But if you're the outside source for Sarah and you're watching this, her case will conclude. And she's going to be sentenced to 25 years to life. Because any average person watches the videotape. I mean, I almost want to put it in here. I may. Okay, YouTube requires me to give a trigger warning before I show this. If you are a person who is triggered by things like this, go get a therapist. You've watched me long enough, you know I don't play that garbage. Sticks and stones will break your bones. Words will never, ever, ever hurt you. Don't be that shallow. The media wants you to be shallow. This is disturbing. It didn't trigger me, but it bothered me. So here we go. And watch him move in this thing. I mean, it's sickening. This is the video that's going to convict her. Look at how filthy that carpet is. That's disgusting.
For everything you've done to me.
Everything you've done to me.
For everything you've done to me.
Everything.
Fuck you.
Fuck you. She's laughing at him.
Fuck you.
This is a sick woman.
Stupid.
Sarah.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
What a see you in Toledo. Oh my goodness.
I can't fucking breathe, babe.
Okay, you guys, let me see if I can pause this. Look at
that's
this. Okay, you see this right here, this mark on the carpet? She was dragging him around. In the previous photo, the suitcase is the other way. You know, you can't. I'm using my finger to point at the screen. You guys can't see that. Right there. I assume my mouse shows up. Oh my goodness! I have a fly infestation on my back porch, and it's killing me right now. But anyway, this is the video that's going to convict her. She obviously drug him around on that filthy, disgusting carpet.
You only trick me.
Sarah.
She has made the comment about that's how she feels when he chokes her. You know, Sarah was arrested for strangulation. And George dropped the charges. It wasn't even domestic assault. It was strangulation, which is a felony. This chick makes me sick. And the flies are killing me. I must be very sweet.
Sarah.
What is wrong with you, girlfriend?
Sarah, I can't breathe, babe.
That's on you.
It's not on him. You zipped him up,
It's on
bitch.
Sarah.
Man.
Reel around some. Now you want to get video.
Okay.
Extra.
What did she just say? Reel around some. We may want to make a video extra. Let's try it again. Let's see. If you have any idea what she is saying here, let me know below. We're going to listen again to our favorite suitcase girl.
Now you want to get video for it extra.
Oh, I didn't go fur enough.
Reel around some. Now you want to get video for it extra.
What? What? Can you be more drunk?
Sarah.
Reel around some.
Sarah.
I still can't believe he fit in that thing. I'm not sure. Oh, look at it moving. Oh, you know what? It is a little bit triggering, but
Oh,
be stronger than
that's
that.
what I feel like when you jingle
Look
me.
at that.
Sarah.
He's moving.
Fuck you.
Ugh. Listen to her. F you.
You should probably shut the fuck up.
Sarah.
Tell me, is that not disturbing? Okay, I'll be right back. Really funny how I change clothes like that, huh? And it went from night to day. I just have to redo my ending. You guys, you're all screwed now that I'm learning this DaVinci Resolve. Hey, if you want to teach me how to make real videos, send me a message below. Anyway, I'll sum it up this way. This girl is sick. She's a narcissist. I'm shocked. She was with Brian for 10 years. I believe 9.5 years. I tried to look up stuff on their divorce, and you have to be a certified something to do it. Brian, her ex-husband, has now foreclosed on 2 homes. I'm wondering is there a strategic reason that you would have your home foreclosed on? I mean, I don't really understand that, but I feel sorry for him because he's in a terrible situation with his son. But think about the son. The son is now 13, so he's in, 8th grade, 7th or 8th grade, and he's going to school, and his friends say, hey, your mom murdered somebody by zipping up a suitcase. I mean, it makes me sick, absolutely sick. I really don't have much more to say. This chick needs help. She definitely needs to do something with her little angry butch haircut. She makes me sick. She's not accepted any responsibility. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So I went to church this morning and I put mascara on, and I don't usually wear makeup. I always put primer on first. Why, I say I always. Obviously, I didn't today because I was just doing a little quick thing. And so that's why you wear primer, so your mascara doesn't get there. I don't know anything about makeup either. I would love to learn how to put eyeshadow on. You see these chicks, they're ugly as sin, and then they're gorgeous once the makeup comes on. But I'm happy being a plain Jane. Okay, if you're still watching right now, obviously I'm humbled. I'm shocked. Make sure you comment on my new editing skills because I'm a stud. Okay, God bless you. And oh my goodness, God bless this America. Take care.